Sorry, I'm like in the middle of getting ready right now.
Or do you think I'm not ready no way, so I hit you when I am ready?
When will you be ready?
About.
And you're gonna see me?
Well, I figured out I'm being Hollywood. I hit you when I am.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about Snoop Dogg and his wife and all of the drama surrounding the couple, because it looks like he is in hot water, and it looks like he may be in the doggy dog house because his wife is sending subliminals online. He got women exposing him here, left, and right, and we're just gonna get down to the bottom of it right now. Okay, so let's get into it. So Snoop Dogg's wife took to Instagram to express her emotions and feelings about someone, and that someone seems to possibly be Snoop Dogg. Now, she posted up a post on Instagram, and in the post she stated, and she said, "You ever watch somebody you love turn into somebody you don't know? Crying emoji, heartbreak emoji." And in the caption of that, she said, "Where did we go wrong?" So when I first seen that, I'm like, is she talking about Snoop Dogg or not? Because I mean, honestly, if she said, watching somebody you love turn into somebody you don't know, she really could be talking about anybody. She could be talking about a loved one, a family member. But, more likely than not, she's talking about her love, which would be her mate. And it kind of solidified it to me when she went on further into her Instagram story, and she was singing along to Chris Brown. "These hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal." Okay, so as you can see, she says these hoes ain't loyal, and then she follows it up by saying, "Don't trust these hoes." Now, I can't play the whole thing, but I'm going to give you guys a quick recap. And y'all know when anybody is in their feelings about their mates, especially when loyalty is on the line, that is the go-to song. So I think it's possible that she is talking about Snoop. I mean, hey, she's doing her little workout routine, talking about she got to sweat it out. And it looks like she just is not feeling whatever is going on. She also posted up another post, and in that post she said something along the lines of something about the mouth of a snake or something. She said, "This is a snake's mouth. It all makes effing sense now." And then she put crying emoji. So she was sending subliminals left and right. And on her first post where she had said, "You ever watch somebody you love turn into somebody you don't know?" she kind of was in agreement to somebody who commented, and they said, "Yes, you have to stay down for the come up. Now drown during the storm. People rather drown." And Snoop Dogg's wife replied to that, and she said, "Preach." All of these subliminals, all of these commenting, all of the people thinking about, what she could be talking about. Is it Snoop? Is it not? A lot of people started to think that it had to do with Selina Powell coming forward and exposing Snoop. If you guys don't know who Selina Powell is, she's pretty much like the Corinne Steffens, who is AKA Superhead, and the Cat Stacks, and that type of girl in the industry. There's always a token girl who sleeps with celebrities and exposes them. And from the trend that Corinne Steffens, AKA Superhead, started, there is always a chick who wants to pick up where she left off and try to do it their way. Nobody has done it quite like her because sis was about her money. But, clout is a hell of a drug. So girls try to pick up and, follow her motto, sleep with these celebrities and expose them. And that's pretty much what it is. Selina Powell dealt with Snoop last year. She exposed him. But this year she's talking about it again. And again is what I thought when I first seen it, but I realized that it was the same incident that she was just talking about in further detail that happened last year when she exposed him. And we're just going to get into that. A lot of people feel as though Selina Powell talking about her rendezvous with Snoop could possibly be the reason that the wife is feeling some type of way. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to share the tea with you and you guys can kind of tell me what you guys think. But I honestly think it could be something more than that because, I mean, he's been cheating since they've been together. So, I mean, I feel like it's probably something more. Like, cheating necessarily might not be a deal breaker, especially being that he's cheated on her several times and that hasn't broken up their marriage. However, how he treats her could be a deal breaker, and that possibly could be the root. So I can't say exactly that it's cheating, but, you know, let's just kind of dive into this a little bit more and, you know, let me know what you guys think along the way. So she starts off the video by explaining the reason why she's re-exposing Snoop again. She talks about how she slid into Lil Duval's inbox in his DMs, and from her sliding into his DMs, she says that he then put her on blast for sliding into his DMs. So when she slid into his DMs and got put on blast, under like some of the stuff that he was like making fun of it, I guess Snoop Dogg was laughing at it. And then so she felt like, how are you laughing out of all people? And that's what brought her here, why she's rehashing what happened last year.
And Snoop Dogg, out of all people, felt the need to comment laughing faces. And I'm sitting here like, bitch, what the fuck is funny? Like, does he not remember what happened in 2018? So let me tell y'all what happened in 2018. So how I got his number, because I didn't DM him, I didn't do anything.
Okay, so she goes on to explain how she got his number. And basically what happened is, I guess there was somebody who hacked DJ Academic's page. And since she was cool with DJ Academics, she was like dealing with the hacker or whatever so that the hacker could give DJ Academics back his page. Once the hacker gave DJ Academics back his page, I guess they have formed a relationship where they kind of exchanged like celebrity numbers or whatever. So I guess this hacker person had asked her if they can have the Tekashi 6ix9ine number, and they said in exchange they would give her other celebrity numbers. And so that's how she came upon having Snoop Dogg's number. So she had like, you know, like a list of celeb numbers, and she was just randomly calling them. And out of everybody she called, Snoop Dogg was the one who responded back to her. And that's how they became in contact and everything like that. So she says like it was just random. It was bizarre how it happened, but that's how it happened. You know, it wasn't her sliding into his DM, blase, blase, blase. So fast forward to her, you know, hitting him up. She says that he, you know, sent a message saying that it's him. And that's how they kind of started talking. They were like exchanging messages back and forth, FaceTime and blah, blah, blah. And then it progressed to him wanting to fly her out.
I FaceTimed him and I was already ready. And he was like, oh, you're ready? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, all right, I'm going to book you a flight for tonight. And he was like, are you still in Vegas? And I was like, no, like I was just there for vacation. I'm actually in Colorado. He was like, okay, no problem. I'm going to joint text you with my manager and he'll get your flight situation set up.
Okay, and so then she showed messages that was supposed to be between her and Snoop, where it showed how, you know, he was saying, you know, make time for him and how he wanted to fly her out, and then showed where it said that he was going to link her with the travel agent. She was talking about how, like, she was like, oh, dang, like now that once I give this travel agent or manager my name, they're going to Google me, they're going to know who I am, and then it's all going to be doomed after that, and he's going to find out who she is, that she exposes people pretty much. And then she said to her surprise that didn't happen. You know, she got a flight. She came to see him. She said that he booked her a car service that picked her up from the airport. The car service took her to her hotel. Once she got to the hotel, he told her to take a bath, freshen up. And she said once she freshened up, he got her a car. And then from that, he took her to a secret apartment. So I guess he has this secret apartment, and she described it as kind of like low key. She said that you go down something, and she kind of described the apartment or whatever. And then she said that is where they kind of, you know, hooked up and had intercourse.
He like laid down on the bed too, and then he was just like making small talk with me. Then he like started undressing me. We had sex. While we're having sex, this man literally got up, and I was like, oh my god, like, did he already bust? Like, whatever. Mind you, there was no condoms, no nothing. So he got up, he went over to the thing and got like a bag, and I thought that was like the condom. I was like, oh. So he came back over and he busted down a line of cocaine on my titty and snorted it. And he was like, oh, did you want to learn? I was like, no, man.
Okay, so clearly there was no condom. She's saying, you know, she thought he was going to get a condom, but he wasn't. And she obviously didn't have a problem with that, because as long as these girls could risk getting an 18-year stimulus plan, they don't care or think about STDs. I guess it's not a priority, whatever. So she goes on to talk about, you know, how she thought he was going to get a condom, but instead, according to her, it was coke. She says that he started to do coke on her body, and he was doing coke everywhere. And I think she even insinuated that he did it on her vajayjay. And she was saying that she wasn't down with doing coke, but he was doing coke allegedly everywhere. But let me let her tell you.
Okay, like, that's so weird as shit. Like, Snoop Dogg is doing lines of cocaine off. So it was just whatever, you know, it was just whatever. Then when we got done, he's so weird. Like, he likes to, once he's done, like, you know, I thought I was gonna, you know, get dressed and leave. No, this man was like holding me like on his chest, and he was like rubbing my hair, and you know, I had nails, so I was like going like that on like on his chest, and he was like, oh. I was like, what the fuck is this man doing?
Okay, so after that, she talks about how I guess he had like some nipple fetish to where he wanted her to rub his nipples or something, and you know, he was like reacting weird to it or something, and I guess, you know, that was giving him pleasure. I don't know. And then she said after that, she didn't see him for the rest of the weekend. I guess he had first said that he wanted her to go to the BET Awards, but then somehow she couldn't shop for it, or she didn't plan for it, so she didn't go, according to her. And then she says that, you know, she found it ironic that he was preaching about his wife there after he had just been with her. And then she says she didn't see him for the rest of the trip. And then she fast forward came back to LA on another occasion when she moved to LA. And when she came to LA, she said, hey, to her friend, like, oh, Snoop Dogg is out here, and, you know, let's link up with him.
Sorry, I'm like in the middle of getting ready right now.
Or do you think I'm not ready no way, so I hit you when I am ready?
When will you be ready?
About.
And you're gonna see me?
Well, I figured I don't be in Hollywood. I hit you when I am.
She says she linked up with him, she was hanging out with him, and according to her, it was like weird vibes, because, you know, she was saying like his nipple thing that he's into was kind of weird, and she was saying some of the interaction that they had like was weird.
The second time, me and Jade went out, and I was so freaking drunk. I was so drunk, but I was like, okay, like, I want to go with Snoop, and, you know, I told Jade, I was like, let's go hang out with my friend, and she was like, okay. I called Snoop, and he was like, yeah, like, meet me at Sunset Cafe, like, I'll get you a driver up the hill. I was like, okay. We Ubered to Sunset Cafe, and there was like a big old sprinter van there waiting for us, and they're like, US Snoop. I was like, yeah. We got in the car, we went up the hill, and then it was his actual house, like, filled with like family pictures, whatever. I took us into like the room with the bar, and he like brought out like a plate of lines of cocaine. And he like took out his wallet, gave my friend $100 bill.
Okay, so after that, she says that her friend was offended because I guess he was handing her $100 bill to try to do the line of coke or something. I don't know. And I guess her friend didn't do coke, so she was offended, blah, blah, blah. So then she says that she went into the room with Snoop Dogg and she couldn't have sex with him. So instead, she performed oral on him. And after she was done giving him oral, then she says that he wanted her to play with his nipples again. And then she called him a weirdo, saying that he was weird for wanting her to do that or whatever. And then she talks about how
this time, like, he didn't pay me, like, he didn't do anything, like, which is fine, like, you know, I'm not a prostitute or whatever. So, but this time we like went outside, like, we went outside of his room and we didn't see my friend, and he was like, yo, like, where did she go? And I was like,
Okay, so then she talks about how her friend was gone. Snoop was weirded out about it. He started to check his house, make sure she didn't steal nothing because she just left and up and dipped. And then he said that he was going to have his bodyguard give her a ride. And I guess he was giving her a ride back to where he picked her up from. But according to her, her friend wasn't there and she didn't have Uber on her phone. And it was 5 o'clock in the morning. She says that she was drunk. Her friend wasn't there. She didn't have Uber. And the bodyguard told her that she had to get out. He had stuff to do. He couldn't leave Snoop at the house by himself. He had to get back to Snoop. And so she had to get out. She says that she was dressed like a whore. She didn't really have, too much clothes on. She said she was drunk. She had to try to, pretty much figure it out.
He was like, no, you can get out and do all that. Like, it's fine. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, hold on, let me call Snoop. And I called Snoop. He didn't answer the phone. And I was like, oh my God, like, fuck, like, this is not happening. I was like, okay, fine. Like, I got out of the car. I was like downloading Uber.
Okay, so she said she called her friend to try to get her Uber. Her friend was still in the Uber. Her friend said that she felt uncomfortable because, Selena was sucking him up. She don't do coke. I guess that's why she felt uncomfortable. But she said she didn't feel uncomfortable, so she left and she had to dip. And she said that she was still in the Uber on her way home. Selena says that her and her friend were an hour away. So her friend said when she made it home and got to her place, then she would call Selena a Uber. And Selena said by the time her friend got home, it was 7 o'clock in the morning. Then at 7 o'clock in the morning, her friend called her an Uber. And then that's when she went off on Snoop Dogg and she was telling him like she was going to expose him. And she felt like, he was jacked up because she pretty much was kind of, left and put out. And that was that.
So I go off on him. I write him a book. I was like, you have no idea who the fuck I am. I was like, watch, bitch. Like, I'm going to expose you. I'm going to do this. I went off. This stupid bitch just replied like, sorry. Didn't know that, but I'll make it up to you.
I mean, how these men constantly get caught up with a woman who always is exposing people and they know that she's known for exposing people, I really don't know. Because despite him being married, there are several women who would willingly sign up to be a silent side chick. So why these celebrity men choose a side chick that is going to be loud and expose them, I really don't get it. I really don't know. But this is what she had to say a little bit more about it.
Like this and blah, blah, blah. Like, I just went off like a crazy bitch. And he was like, Selena, like, let me make this up to you. He kept calling me and calling me and calling me. He then, like, group texts me with, like, his, like, financial something. I don't know. Whoever the fuck gave me the money.
Okay, so then after that, I guess he said he was going to make it up to her. He was going to cash her out some money. I guess one of the accountant people tried to get her Cash App, tried to send her the money. It didn't work. Tried to get her bank account and or her PayPal. It didn't work. Then they got the bank account information from her. And according to her, they sent her, I think she said like $20,000. But in the midst of them sending her $20,000, it was like it took a week to get it. So she thought that they didn't send her the money. And so during that time, she exposed Snoop. So that's when, the videos came up where she was like exposing him last year. And that's kind of where we are. So in a nutshell, she brung this story up because he was laughing under a post that Lil Duval posted. She's saying that, she messed with Snoop. And people are assuming that because Snoop's wife is now coming forward and she's saying, these hoes ain't loyal, and she's having these subliminals where she's posting saying, how can somebody you love turn into somebody you don't know? And all of these things, they think that she's talking about Selena. Now, like I already said, I feel like it could be deeper than that, because if cheating hasn't bothered her in these 20 years, I think that it probably could be, like I said, one of the deal breakers. In these Hollywood arrangements, in these Hollywood marriages, a lot of these women, and I'm not going to say a lot of them, but some of them, several of them, have understandings with their mate. With her saying these hoes ain't loyal and then talking about snakes or whatever, I think that they possibly could have had an understanding to where, if I ask you about it, don't lie to me, type of thing. And that could be one of the contributing factors, or one of the contributing factors could be the fact of like Selena said, she alleged that he was doing lines. When you do lines and you're on those types of drugs, and I don't know if he is or not, that's what she's saying, but that's just me saying it could be more than that. Because if you are on these type of drugs, your behavior isn't the same. You have sort of like erratic behaviors, and his behaviors could be behaviors that she don't recognize, and it could be based on the things that he's dabbling in as far as the extra drugs that he's doing, the different types of drugs that he's doing, if he is in fact doing drugs. I'm just going off of what Selena says, and I'm just trying to kind of make a point that it could be Selena, but it also could be other contributing factors, because there are other things that can be problematic and be a deal breaker, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, y'all get my gist. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think that the wife is throwing subliminals based on Selena and her airing him out, saying that he cheated? Because after all, Selena coming forward and saying that, you know, Snoop Dogg cheated, she is not talking about a new experience with Snoop Dogg. She's only going further in detail about a situation that she already aired him out about last year. This already came out last year. So if, you know, she didn't break up with him then, and Selena had proof then, I don't know that this is necessarily the straw that broke the camel's back. I think that it may be other contributing factors. But you guys, you let me know what you think. What do you think it is, and what do you think about it? I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. If you're not subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, and turn on your post notifications so you're notified when I post a video. Because who knows when I'm going to post, you know. I'm going to try to be more consistent, but y'all be getting on my nerves sometimes, and I be needing a break. So turn on your post notifications so you're notified when I'm in the mood to post a video, because I'm going to bring it. And I'm going to bring you the tea when I do. Okay? Okay. All right, guys. Peace.